That was Governor Hochul's State of the State speech. And I gotta say, as a father, as the PTA president, as a cop, as your neighbor, as a United States Marine, as an American, as a New Yorker, as a taxpayer, as the guy that you sent to represent you in Albany, there's nothing about that speech that appeals to me. Good afternoon. I'm Senator Steve Chan from South Brooklyn, and bringing with me a little bit of attitude from South Brooklyn with a response to Governor Hochul's State of the State address. The governor has just concluded her speech, and it's the same talk, different year. New Yorkers should be very concerned. Nothing has changed. Across the state, families continue to struggle with rising costs, declining public safety, and no clear path to address any problems that we are facing every day. If one thing is clear, it's that New York State does not have leadership. New York is not being led. New York is being controlled. One-party rule has turned Albany into an echo chamber for the most extreme voices from New York City. The governor is not steering the ship. She is being steered by extremist socialists who are promising everything to everyone for free. But who's going to pay for all this? Inside 2 weeks of a new mayorship, the governor has embraced higher taxes, dangerous mandates, and a pro-criminal agenda that should terrify every family in the state. Here we are again at the start of yet another legislative session where the word affordability is the key issue at the forefront of everyone's minds. To address the problem, you have to be realistic about it. The truth is, my colleagues across the aisle have made bad choices in Albany that have directly contributed to this crisis. Under one-party rule, New Yorkers are living in the most expensive state in this country. Families and businesses are being crushed by unaffordable grocery trips, housing costs, energy bills, property taxes, healthcare costs, you name it. All exacerbated by misguided policies and burdensome mandates coming from the left. You can blame high energy costs on the 2019 CLCPA, which laid the roadmap for New York State's movement away from the fossil fuels, but it fails to include a plan to pay for this massive overhaul of the infrastructure, resulting in New Yorkers paying 40% more for residential electricity than our neighbors in Pennsylvania. That's crazy. In 2020, my then 10-year-old daughter, Elizabeth, hi Elsie, doing a science project on the Indian Point nuclear power plant 6 years ago, saw all this coming. Imagine that, a 10-year-old. The governor and Democrats continue to double down more on bad policies without care about the dangers that exist. Here's another example. Putting battery storage units in our neighborhoods, by our bedrooms, in our backyards. These are units that have been known to catch fire and burn for days. You know what's scary? Last month, Warwick, New York, in Orange County, one of these battery storage facilities was on fire for 2 days. And it's not the first time that this location caught fire. My Senate bill, S-7710, that would prohibit the construction of these storage systems within 500 feet of schools or dwellings and protect our communities from these ticking time bombs. Can we try to pass this bill? My colleagues and I in the Senate Republican Conference support renewable energy as a part of New York State's energy future. There is a practical and logical course of action to go about implementing this vision. Let me digress for a second. Let's talk about public safety. The Democrats' pro-criminal policies have led to the deterioration of public safety in our communities. Bail reform, discovery changes, clean slate parole changes, resulting in more violent and dangerous individuals back on our streets. As a police sergeant, I saw that coming, and I saw what happens when leaders tie the hands of law enforcement. Criminals become emboldened. That's exactly what Albany has done. This is not a crime wave. This is a wave of bad policies. Let the cops do their jobs. Look around. Crime is rampant. In our subways, we have seen countless attacks. Elderlies pushed onto the tracks, and even people lit on fire. And we should lock up the thief, guys, not the toothpaste. The only words for all this is madness, anarchy, In fact, isn't congestion pricing supposed to force all the drivers off the roads and onto the public transit? The same public transit system that sees these attacks every day, all the time. Whether it's a punch in the face or a machete-wielding career criminal or a pyromaniac setting somebody on fire, it happens all the time. Finally, New York City's Marxist new mayor promised free buses. Did he not? Yes, he did. Instead, what do we see? Fares increase across the board while safety continues to plummet. It's bad and it's going to get worse. Common sense would tell you programs that collect the billions of dollars should have some fiscal oversight, right? Fiscal responsibility? Not in Albany, because transparency is the enemy of the one-party rule. How can Albany ask New Yorkers to continue to trust the government under this ideology that has proven to not work and is not sustainable? It's time for the governor to prioritize the future of all New Yorkers, whom she is sworn to protect, instead of playing politics with her position to avoid a primary challenge from the dangerous socialists. New Yorkers deserve a government that works for them, not against them. A government that protects families, not criminals. A government that makes life affordable and not impossible. As a Marine, I fought for this country. As a cop, I fought for my community. As a PTA president, I fought for our schools. As a father, I fought for my children's safety and future. As a small business owner, as a property owner, I know the red tape and the hardships. As a working guy, I know how hard it is for all the New Yorkers. And in Albany, I will fight every single day to stop New York from collapsing under radical, reckless leadership. On behalf of the Republicans in the New York State Senate, I promise you this: we will not sit back. We will not be quiet. We will be the firewall between your family and the extremism destroying New York. New Yorkers deserve safety, affordability, and accountability. We deserve a government with a backbone. We won't stop fighting for you. I want to thank you for joining me. And as Chinese New Year approaches, I am Chinese American, and very proud of it. I wish everyone a happy and healthy New Year. 恭喜發財，身體健康. God bless America. I'm Steve Chan. Have a great day.